So y'all mad because I'm not including us in your board. So when I hold black culture accountable for the and I say black fatigue, it's not a problem. Hey, yeah, listen, no, we tired. But when I hold your degenerate culture accountable, now you want to get offended. You want us to be a part of what you got going on. No, that's a you problem. You degenerate, dumb mother decided that y'all wanted to go and shoot up a bunch of kids. And instead of you holding your essays accountable, go hold essay accountable. Don't come over here getting mad at me. You can suck my this Saturday or Sunday. I don't give a you can suck my the weekends. I don't have to give in to your degenerate punk ass culture. You a degenerate. You want to rap? You want to be over there in Stockton, California? I know it's the majority of y'all over there. Black people don't even be over there doing like that. Like we got our own problems, but y'all are the majority of the population over there doing that dumbass. You Asians and Hispanics, y'all want to be over there. Y'all want to pretend like y'all are y'all the creme de la creme. All right, come on. Let me tell y'all about yourself. Let me read you real quick because I read white people, I read black people, but I've largely skipped over y'all because I haven't spent a lot of time focused on the news on the West Coast. But let me tell you about you loser ass cultures, right? Because the one thing that black people got wrong is that they keep pedestalizing y'all, thinking y'all better than y'all really are. But let me tell you about yourself. They hid it from us, y'all. They hid it from us. They tried to hide it and act like that they was better than us because they have a segment of the population. Yeah, this is what you wanted to do. All right, we'll get there. They hid it from us because they tried to make it seem like it was a segment of the population that was actually a representation of all of them. Y'all blame white people. They turned us against white people, black people, so that they could try to make it seem like that they wasn't doing the shit that they was doing. Let me tell you what the truth is. White people is a minority of the population of the world. Asians and Hispanics. All right, now you're really going to get me there. What they do is they do this, right? It's a ton of you motherfuckers, but most of y'all are poor. You're poor all over the world. There's a portion of you that is doing exceptionally well. A portion. That portion tends to send their children over to our universities to be educated. As much as y'all say that y'all beating us, y'all not. China is not any more innovative. They stole all of our ideas and then they pawned it off as they own. And we leverage them in order to make our products. And in turn, they leverage the world to try to build up their own culture. So what China basically did was sacrifice their own people. Let me tell you the truth about China. Let me tell you the truth about world culture. China sacrificed its own people so that it can then build up its own infrastructure, and it used a bunch of child labor, it underpaid everybody, and it became a communist country. The reason why they limit information and that they're not actually an open democratic governed by a republic and they don't have their own constitutional laws, but it's controlled by a communist party is because they want to control the type of information that we over in the United States of America get about them, right? And they sent the best of the best of what they can find because they weren't smarter than the people over here in the United States of America. They sent them to our universities. So most of the time they want dual citizenship. So they'll finesse the system, come over here, leverage birthright citizenship. And this is one of the reasons. See, the fight for birthright citizenship was not about illegal migrants coming into the United States of America. It was about other people taking advantage of what was designated for descendants of slaves to ultimately get the rights that they deserved because they didn't have any option of being born here. It wasn't for people that were trying to voluntarily come over to the United States of America, have their children here, and then have dual citizenship. They then sent their children over to the United States of America to be educated by our institutions, right? And then the rest of you motherfuckers don't really count. So when you go over to Japan, if you go over to China, a lot of y'all are outcasts. A lot of y'all are a part of the old country. You can't even speak Mandarin. You speak Cantonese, most of y'all. Y'all speak the old language. A lot of y'all still live in the countryside. And then the rest of y'all that snuck over here, the Mexicans, the Hispanics, the Asians, the Indians, some of y'all came over here on a work visa. And I'm going to be real with y'all. Black people, white people, Indians are not smarter than you. I managed them. Most of them niggas was on a pip. Most of them was cosplaying, acting like they knew development and programming, and they didn't know shit. They were some of the dumbest software engineers that I've ever seen in my entire life. They finessed. They gave the perception that they were smarter than you so that they can build up their communities. And this is how they try to cosplay and pretend like they better than you. The worst of the worst is still in their country. The worst of the worst, a PIP, a performance improvement plan. That's what they were on. Most of them are on PIPs. They're lazy, they slow, they come over here a lot of times and they pretend like they know what they're doing, and you can outperform them 10 times out of 10. I'm going to tell you the truth. And then the rest of them is over there in California on the West Coast, right? And they killing each other. They'll sit here and have you white apologists trying to protect them by saying, no, don't deport them. But the reason that Trump is deporting them is because they think that California is Mexico. And that's why you have so much cartel activity. And the ones that's not a part of the cartel act like they are part of the cartel. And then they take the worst part of our culture, the part that we don't even want, the part that we advocating against, the part of the culture that I say is the worst. They take that and they go times 10. And that's why you got an 8-year-old, a 9-year-old, a 13-year-old, and a 22-year-old dead right now. We not even out there like that in California. We not even out there like that in California. So I want y'all to understand something, right? And I rock with everybody based off of the content of their character. But if we talking about cultural norms, they not smarter than you. They not wiser than you. They don't have more money than you. It is a portion, a small concentrated portion over here in the United States of America that generate the most revenue because they are privileged and blessed based off of what they family have built for them and put them in a position to do. But they have whole cities dedicated to keeping these motherfuckers out of the public eye and outside of their own culture. They segment themselves. They cut themselves off from you ignorant motherfuckers. That's the truth. And it don't get no more honest than that. So do not let these people try to sell y'all on the idea that they great and they awesome. They poor as fuck. They come over here, they scam. A lot of them can't get any education. They over here illegally. They then create restaurants for themselves because they have no skill set to be able to provide for themselves. They get on government assistance. They leverage these stupid, dumbass, liberal Democrat politicians, get on public assistance, open up a restaurant, use that food stamp money to then buy some of the same products that they sell into the general public. And then they'll tell you that you too lazy to do what you're supposed to do. You're not lazy. You just misinformed. You need a little bit of motivation. You need to get out of the victim Olympics. The reason why I hold us so accountable is because I want you to do better. What they don't want me to do is hold you accountable because they don't want you to get out the rut. They want you to believe that they are better than you and that you are inferior when in reality, you just don't know no better. You operate out of ignorance. Wake up. Wake up. They kill each other every day, B. Over in Mexico City, they rioting. They rioting right now in Mexico City because of the corruption. All over the world is horrible. It's horrible. You think that it's great in China? Let me tell you something, bro. Just 20 years ago, they couldn't even breathe over there. All of those masks that they used to wear over there in China is because they were sacrificing their own people to build up their own economy so that they can sell to the world that they actually a first world country. It was smog everywhere. It looked 10 times worse than the worst days in California over there in China. Shanghai, Beijing, they basically used slaves to build up Dubai, China, Russia, all of these places. They're not better than you. They're not more innovative than you. They was just willing to sacrifice their own people because they lacked humanity, but then they framed it as communism and socialism. And now you taking it and saying, oh my God, America is so behind. No, we give a fuck. That's what it is. We care. We care. They not great like that. They not, I studied the culture. I studied the language. Mandarin, Poton Kwa. Ni Kwe Shwa Poton Kwa, Ma Wa Kwe Shwa EDR Poton Kwa. I can speak it fluently. I know they selling you that Mark Lamont know how to speak Spanish, but he can't speak Chinese. He can't speak Mandarin. He can't speak that shit. He can't, man, don't let these autistic niggas try to sell you on the fact that you're inferior or you need the system to help you or you need food stamps. They can't help you. They can't do shit for you. Don't let the smooth taste for you just because I got a C in class. It was because I knew where the money was. I did what I had to do in class so I can go and get some money while you niggas was studying a white man's books, the history books that winners wrote for you so that you can go and beg them for something and you can become community advocates. You just broke, nigga. That's what that means. You're broke. You're just broke. It doesn't mean you're any more knowledgeable than anybody else. It doesn't mean that you understand history better than anybody else. It doesn't mean that you're actually freeing your people. It doesn't mean that you're educating anybody. It doesn't, just because you speak about Israel, nobody give a fuck about that. You ain't affecting nothing that happened over there. These niggas just be talking. Asians, Indians, Hispanics, all of them. They cosplaying. Everybody in the world. It's not America. It's not you. Remember, you live in the greatest country in the world. It's the reason why they're trying to get over here. Don't let them trick you out of your spot trying to convince you need to go live elsewhere in the world. No, the greatest country is right here. We got the greatest military. We got the greatest infrastructure. We still it. It's just that they trying to trick you out of your spot. It's the reason why they trying to get here. They trying to convince you that they better over there. Trying to get you to give up your neighborhoods, your hoods, your mama's property. And so they tricking you out by having you vote based off of diversity, equity, and inclusion so that they can run you out of your neighborhoods and then buy that shit up at a small discount. They did it in Detroit. They trying to do it to Chicago. They doing it in Memphis. They about to do it to St. Louis. They doing it all over the country. Keep on trying to letting them trick you out your spot. Letting them trick you out your spot. I'll tell you the truth if you really want to hear it. See, I play this game with y'all on the internet because it's entertaining. But I'll tell you the truth if you really want to know. It ain't a mother, these little, man, let me stop. Y'all about to get me on a rant. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. You're about to get me going, bro. They are degenerates. We are the salt of the earth. And we have the best place to do it. Take advantage of what's happening here in America right now. Liars. They all liars.